All right, now let's look at throwing in some more multiplication. Again, just like the addition and subtraction, guys, multiplication is going to work exactly the same thing. It's going to distribute the same way. The only change that's going to happen is when you multiply or you're working with imaginary numbers and you end up with an I squared. We are going to have to simplify every I squared down to -1. I squared will always, always, always equal -1. So if you need to highlight this little box, highlight this little box. But I squared always, always, always has to simplify to -1. If you don't simplify it to -1, you just miss the problem. Okay? So I'm going to write a little side note out here that says, always simplify I squared to -1. Now, let's look at what that looks like in some problems. So the first example using multiplication, we'll start out simple. Let's multiply I times 7 minus 4i. Now, just like before, when you've got parentheses, you've got to distribute through. So we're going to multiply that I through. So pause it and multiply it through. Okay, when you multiplied it through, you should have 7i minus 4i squared. Now here's where you have your change. When you end up with this I squared has to go to -1. So what that turns into is 7i minus the 4 times -1. Okay, the 4 times I squared is multiplication, so it stays a multiplication. If we simplify from there, that leaves me with 7i. -4 times -1 is +4. Now, here's what you have to watch out for when you're doing multiplication. That's as simple as that can get. But a lot of the times when I simplify I squared, it puts it in the wrong order. So make sure that you always write your final answer with your real part in front, your imaginary part behind. Watch your signs. The 4 is positive, it stays positive. The 7i is positive, it stays positive. So my answer is 4 plus 7i. All right, let's look at another example. Example 2. Let's go 4 plus 3i times 5 plus 6i. Now in this one I have two binomials, so I am going to have to use the FOIL method to multiply this out. I need to multiply every term in the first parentheses times every term in the second parentheses. So if you remember how to FOIL, pause it and go ahead. If you need help, hang with me. All right. If you're going to FOIL, I've got to take this 4 and I want to multiply it times everything in the second parentheses. So 4 times 5 is +20. 4 times +6i is +24i. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the 3i. I'm going to multiply the 3i times everything in the second parenthesis also. So 3i times 5 and 3i times 6i. So 3i times 5 is +15i. 3i times 6i is +18i squared. Now, after you get it all FOILed out, now you've got to simplify it. There are more than one term that you can simplify at once. Some of you may choose to get rid of the I squared first. A lot of you will choose to combine like terms in the middle. Doesn't really matter there. So say I combine those middle terms. Left with 20. Well, positive 24 plus 15 is positive 39i plus 18i squared. Well, what do we know that I squared goes to? I squared has to go to negative 1. So then I'm left with 20 plus 39i plus 18 times the negative 1. Now, if I finish simplifying that, I'm left with 20 plus 39i minus 18. Combine like terms, 20 minus 18 is 2 plus 39i. All right, I want you to try this one on your own, and then we will check it. Let's go 1 minus 2i times 4 minus 3i. I want you to pause the video till you've worked this one out. Then you can check it. Okay, let's check your FOIL. When you FOILed this one out, I'm not color coding it. You have 4 minus 3i minus 8i plus 6i squared. If you didn't get that on your FOIL, pause the video and go back and double check your work. Alright, combining like terms. Guys, you can do more than one thing at a time, but if I want to simplify that, that is minus 11i. I know positive 6i squared is going to go to minus 6. So when I finish simplifying this problem, 4 minus 6 is negative 2 minus 11i. I want you to try a few examples of your own.